Hey guys, in this episode, Josh and I are going to be reviewing the new documentary that came out on Bruce Lee called Be Water, and it's coming right up.
Be water, my friend.
Hey guys, Charles Amiano back from the Bruce Lee collection for another exciting episode. I'm here with my friend Josh Gomez in his Bruce Lee gallery here at his apartment in San Jose, California, and we decided to do something a little fun today. Being that the new documentary Be Water came out on Bruce Lee, we decided to give you guys a little review and our thoughts on the movie, and we'd love to hear your thoughts about it as well in the comments. So today we're going to review the new Bruce Lee documentary Be Water that was put out on ESPN about 2 weeks ago. They have it running all month, and I figured it'd be a fun time to discuss it. So you saw the movie, Josh, right?
I did see the documentary,
Yes. 2 weeks ago? Did you see when it first came out?
Yeah, I believe on the 7th of this month.
Yeah, I think I caught the opening episode as well when it first came out. And, I thought it was good. I enjoyed the documentary. I mean, I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, and I know you are also. So anything regarding Bruce Lee, I have to watch, and I just, I'm going to support and love, right? But I thought the documentary was good, and I'll give you my thoughts on it, but I didn't think it was great. Mm-hmm. How'd you feel about the documentary? And then maybe we could talk about some things that we saw in it that I think could have been better, and we can give our viewpoint on it. What'd you think about it?
I thought the documentary was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a lot better compared to the last few. It was Bruce Lee, how Bruce Lee changed the world.
Yes.
Definitely better than those.
Yeah.
Those had just like not much to do with Bruce Lee, just actors in there. They didn't know anything about him.
Yeah, skateboarders and, musicians and, yeah.
This one, actually, what I like about it is it had his friends, his family in there, but it starts from the beginning. It starts when he leaves in 1959, comes to the States, and it goes through his movie career,
right,
and when he dies.
Yeah.
Right? I do like that they also included the Seattle years.
Yes.
They talk about the Seattle years. They also talk about his Gung Fu at that time and how it evolved into JKD. They usually don't have that in documentaries.
Yeah, yeah.
So I really liked that. It's like a timeline.
Yeah, I thought the timeline was good as well. I liked the way they started. I actually liked the opening scene where they show him in Fist of Fury and, the first movie that he made. And then they actually take you back, right? They flash back to how he started,
They talk about his girlfriend,
that he had.
Sambo. Stuff like that, you don't really see that much in documentaries. I did like at the end when each person that knew Bruce or was related to Bruce had a picture at a certain time period of him and with Bruce and them. So I really like that.
So did I. I thought that was very touching where they were standing there at the end and they were all showing a photo of Bruce Lee, and it went through the, Danny Inosanto and Linda Lee and, everyone that was close to Bruce Lee was holding that photo, right? I thought that was very touching.
I did notice that it focused a lot on racism. I mean, which is, something that did happen to Bruce. I think that's important to include that in there. But I think it was like most of the documentary was focused on that. And I think a lot more of it should have been focused on Bruce Lee, the martial artist.
Yes.
How he evolved, more.
I have to agree with you there. I thought the same thing. For 2 hours, I thought, an hour was spent on racism and what was going on in the 60s. Which, you can include, right? But you could have probably said that and showed that in 15 minutes.
A portion
of it. Right. And instead, it was almost like an hour of the documentary going back and forth. Went back to racism again. It was about Bruce's struggles and how he had to break into Hollywood back in the late 60s, early 70s, and how difficult it was with racism, right? Because there was no Asian leading man in the roles at the time, and they didn't have any Asian actors at the time. And even when they did have an Asian role, they would give it to somebody of, Caucasian or someone else, right? And they made him look Asian because they didn't want to take the chance on Asians at the time, which was unfortunate. So, I dug that, and I thought that was great. I just thought it was too much time showing the racism that was going on back then. They spent almost an hour on the documentary. I would have liked to see more on Bruce. And like you said, and how he's JKD evolved and how he evolved as a person.
I would have liked to seen more stories about his actual fights.
Yes.
street fights, more of that. How he went from that in Hong Kong and the U.S., and how he modified his Wing Chun into JKD.
Absolutely.
How the first Jun Fan Gung Fu Institute started in Seattle, then the Oakland, and then the LA one.
Yes.
I would have liked to have seen more of that. But the documentary was good, though. I did enjoy the documentary.
Yeah.
Of course, I think they could have had a little bit more.
Yeah. What I liked about it and didn't like, again, like you, I thought they could have did more with the evolution of his JKD. I would have liked to see more of that. And as collectors, right, and fans, I've been a collector over 45 years and fan of Bruce Lee. And, for the new person watching it for the first time, I think it did a great story, telling who Bruce Lee was and getting introduced to Bruce Lee. But I think for the diehard collectors, I think I was expecting a little more. I mean, I would have liked to seen clips from, Hong Kong TV where he did the interviews back in the, the early 70s.
Yeah.
And you see footage on YouTube, so it's out there, right?
Oh, of course.
武術大師兼明星李小龍第一次響無線電視真面目亮相嘅情形啦。李小龍響《歡樂今宵》露出驚人嘅身手，後嚟更加借電影同電視將佢超人嘅武功發揮到淋漓盡致，掀起一陣陣狂熱，歷久不衰。
And you see clear footage on YouTube,
right?
And where is that footage? Why not incorporate that in a little bit into the documentary? Or where is the, I would have loved to seen the Blondie footage, which I know all the collectors and fans are looking for out there.
It's these private collectors that don't want to release the footage yet, and when they do, they want the right money for it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would have thought that on such an important documentary like this, we would have seen some footage that we haven't seen before. Right? For the first time. That's what I was looking for. And unfortunately, you didn't see any of that in this documentary. That's why I thought it was good, but I don't think it was great. And the other thing I thought they could have did a better job with was the quality of the video just seemed a little off to me. It seemed like with coloration and all the quality productions that you see these days, it seemed like the quality production of the documentary was a little bit... Yeah. It was a little blurry. The footage was a little blurry. It wasn't the clearest. And with DVD and Blu-ray and high definition, you would have thought that for a documentary like this, the quality of the picture would have been better. So I was a little disappointed in that.
I did notice that a lot of his students that are no longer here, they used pre-recorded voices, which is not bad. Hopefully, they would use recordings where we haven't heard before.
Yeah.
I think there was a few of those that were in documentaries prior.
Yes, exactly. I would have liked to seen that too. I found it a little confusing when you were watching the documentary and then all of a sudden a voice just started coming on, right? And unless you're a Bruce Lee historian and you knew who that was, and then at the end, underneath them, it showed you who was speaking, but it was hard to make the connection. Like I would have liked to see the person actually talking about Bruce right on the screen instead of just hearing the voice and then seeing a small caption. I thought the captions were a little light. I almost had to, try to read it on the thing. So little things like that. I guess I'm being overly critical because I'm a big Bruce Lee fan and I want him to be represented in the proper light and I want everything first class, top notch quality. And I just thought the whole production quality could have been better. But again, overall, I thought it was a good to very good. I wouldn't give it a great though.
I thought it was pretty entertaining for what it was though.
Yeah.
It was an hour and a half.
Yeah, 2 hours actually.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. This is entertaining. It's longer, right? That was another plus for me.
Yeah, me too. Because normally the documentaries are about an hour, right? Not 2 hours. So, I mean, it kept my attention the whole time. I mean, fans, you're going to love the documentary. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend you see it. It's a must-see for, anyone wanting to learn a little bit more about Bruce Lee and what made him so great. So,
I think that a lot of things were left out, being the fact that people that do the documentaries and are directors that make the movies based on Bruce Lee, they're not real Bruce Lee fans.
Right.
So they're barely just collecting information now and starting to do their research now.
Yeah.
And they haven't been like fans or longtime fans.
Yeah.
So I would love one day to see a movie or a documentary done by a real true Bruce Lee fan.
Yep, same here. Same here. I think the same way. What was your favorite documentary outside of Be Water? Do you have any of ones that you would say is like the most amazing documentary you've seen on Bruce?
I have a few, I would say. I would say one, my first and foremost favorite, is the first documentary, 1973 by Golden Harvest, the Bruce Lee, the Man and the Legend.
That was amazing.
That one's my favorite one.
Yeah, that did a great job in really talking about his entire life and movie career. I love that documentary.
Right. I also really loved the Death by Misadventure.
I found that very insightful. Yeah, different direction.
And it really gave you a good insight on how he passed away and what was going on in his life that you don't see in other documentaries.
Yeah.
So that was very unique and very rare type of documentary.
Yeah.
And the A&E biography one was pretty good as well.
Yeah, I found the A&E biography with Peter Graves opening was probably one of the best for its time. I think it came out in the 90s, and when I saw that in the 90s for the first time. And then there you see some rare footage that you've never seen before in that documentary. Now you see it, but back then, when they came out with him hitting the heavy bag, and on Hong Kong TV, it was fresh. It was the first time you're seeing this, so that was great. And there was another documentary called Bruce Lee the Greatest, which I thought was a great documentary as well. So I would put those at the great level. This one I would probably give a good to very good, but overall I think it's worth seeing. And I thought, again, the transitions could have been a little better from the racism back to Bruce, and then to the racism again back to Bruce. Sometimes it didn't seem like they fit in place, some of the transitions in the documentary. But overall, what would you rate it? Good, very good, great, or outstanding?
I would put it very good. I would go it was very good.
Okay.
I wouldn't say great.
Yeah.
You can't expect great from, then again,
right.
A person that's not truly a Bruce Lee fan.
Yeah.
But then I think they did pretty good for, not being a true Bruce Lee fan.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would have to give it between a good and very good as well. I don't think it was great or outstanding. But overall, good documentary. I would definitely recommend it. We'd love to hear your comments on the documentary Be Water. I'd love to hear you by writing in the comments. Let me know what you thought about it. What would you have liked to see in the video more that wasn't included? I would have thought it would have been a great idea to put, people who were inspired by Bruce, even the collectors that are out there. So, because there's so many thousands of people that have material and collectibles on Bruce Lee, I would have thought a nice little section on that. I mean, they tried to incorporate Jeff Chin at the end, but literally 10 seconds that he came on, and it almost felt like it was out of place.
Yeah, they should have just put the guy in the main portion of the documentary,
and instead they threw him at the end.
Out. Yeah, that's
I didn't.
That's kind of like a letdown too, especially when you take the time to be a part of it and have them come over your house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. But in any case, I hope you guys found this review entertaining and informative. Again, we love to hear what you thought of the documentary Be Water. Leave it in the comments below. If you like the episode, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Again, I'm here with Josh Gomez, big Bruce Lee collector and fan. I want to thank him again for allowing us to do these episodes in his Bruce Lee gallery here today. I hope you guys enjoyed these episodes that we did together, and hopefully we'll see more of Josh on the show in the future. And for now, Charles Damiano from the Bruce Lee Collection once again signing out saying, have fun collecting. Take care, guys.
cool. Yeah.
I like that. That was pretty cool.
If you try to remember, you will lose. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. Put it into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or creep or drip or crash. Be water, my friend.